It's Week 18 of the National Football League, and we'll see Bijan Robinson. He's been guided by his field vision all season and has seen his way to 5th in the league in rushing. Great game in store for y'all. All that and more coming up next on EA Sports.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gardner. Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And off we go on EA Sports. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
Well, he did go 2-2 in the last ball game. Well, actually, he went 2-2-1, with the one being the victor.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line there. But wasn't it funny at practice? He threw one when we were watching, threw an interception, and the defense got on him a little bit, good-naturedly. But they're letting him know, you got to cut down those interceptions. We can't bail you out all the time.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. But as you said, they got the win in that effort last week. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. Bennett looking to throw. Short throw caught by Bowers. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. But just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. They'll try and run here with Swift. And Swift is not going to get there as they stop him short of the yellow line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. We'll call that a 47-yard punt, a return of just 3. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
And he comes to the end of the season leading the NFL in passing yards. And that's not necessarily something you set out to do at the beginning of the year, but it's a good illustration of how remarkable and consistent
Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
He may go back to the huddle and have a little discussion with his passer. You know, maybe you don't have to leave me quite that much. But on that play, bailed him out in a big way, didn't he?
He did indeed. Hey, at least he gets to put it on the highlight reel. A run for the first time with Bijan Robinson. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. Looking to throw. That's complete. It's Adnan Mitchell. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Back to throw here. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. 2nd and 10. They'll send a tight end in motion right. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. That's caught. It's the tight end Sanders. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. A big play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And his guys have taken a first quarter lead. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stuff it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And the numbers will show he's been one of the most productive QBs in the league all season long, right up there among the leaders in passing yardage. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Right side caught by Jackson. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Here's 2nd and 3. Off the play fake, it's Bennett. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Back to the air yet again. Bennett. Short throw caught by Bowers. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Bennett now off play action. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Disrupting that play and dropping him was Arnold Ebiketie. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward. And how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. And Bennett will look to throw. That's into the hands of his tight end Bowers. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18.
And that's why defensive coaches preach swarming to the football. It's usually going to take more than one guy to get that big man down.
And it did right there. Multiple broken tackles, but they eventually get him down. On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. A much different second drive here, Charles. They go 3 and out the first time. This time they've been able to sustain something downfield.
And that's what often happens. You get the game started. You know, you have to get your footing underneath you. You have to get used to the flow of the game, the speed of the game. And sometimes that first drive is more of a probing drive. It appears they found something here on the second one.
Bennett. He'll hit Jackson complete. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go.
And he will take it in for the touchdown. George Pickens, a 5-yard touchdown. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
All drives that result in points hurt a defense, but when they are the sustained variety, play after play, and they just can't get off the field and stop them, that can be demoralizing.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it was finished off by a George Pickens touchdown grab. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. In motion left goes a tight end. They begin the drive with Robinson. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2. They're going to look to throw. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
Partner, we've got ourselves a ball game. And those guys on defense, they came to play. Slipped up on their first series, but they're definitely settling in now and letting it be known that points won't come so easy again.
47-yard punt, a return of 4. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. Well, we do know, Charles, they will be in the playoffs. They currently sit at pole position number 1, but nothing's set in stone right now. They still have to earn that top spot.
And it makes me reflect back to preseason when you and I do our tours of camps. The prevailing message in each and every one of them was what? Win the division.
Win the division.
Win the division. You know you're in the playoffs. It means something. It means a home game. It means a number of other things, but winning the division is paramount. You're right. They won't step off the gas here.
He's going to get that to Swift underneath. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13. To throw is Bennett. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. They call it a loss of a yard there. And it'll be 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he comes into this final weekend of the season as the NFL's leader in passing yards as he looks to end his strong campaign on a high note. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Just a yard of the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3. The play fake, he'll look to throw. That one too wide and incomplete.
I'll tell you what, these last couple of drives, much better from a defensive perspective. They gave up a touchdown on the opening drive, and then after forcing a punt on their last possession, it looks like they're going to have the football back again.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Second quarter down, it's our home team with possession as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. Bennett here out of the shotgun. Gets through, and now an opening. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and just a yard. Swift going to try up the middle. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play. Looking to throw here. Bennett. It's caught by Jackson. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. Back to throw, Bennett. It's Jackson again on the reception. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Give him back-to-back catches now. That one for 16 and another first down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Bennett fakes a handoff, now to throw. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. It's Bennett going to have another throw here. Locates Hardman for another catch. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. They will run straight ahead with Swift. They showed up a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. Keep in mind they can still get a first down here as they come up on 2nd and inches. Now they bring a receiver in motion right. Right back to Swift again on 2nd down. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. DeAndre Swift, his 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And his guys have taken the lead.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The visitors' offense and running back Bijan Robinson set to take over once more. And as we check out the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns coming into the weekend, see a familiar name there near the top of the leaderboard, currently 2nd in that category. The tight end in motion right. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, that's an excellent way to get the pass rush activated. The first sack of the game for them comes on the first play of the drive, and it makes it very tough for the opponent to pick up a first down now, playing behind the sticks.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a second and very long. In motion, the tight end. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's got a man. That's caught left sideline.
That's a good bounce back play right there after taking a sack on first down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. In motion goes the tight end. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. That's another one complete to Mitchell. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Second down and a little more than a yard here. They'll look to throw again. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. That's into the hands of Worthy. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. Well, let's shine the spotlight on the former Georgia Bulldog, DeAndre Swift, who's set to begin this next drive. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
He doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 10.
Bennett now. That's complete to DeAndre Swift out of the backfield. And he is not going to get to the marker as they stop him short at the 14. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
I think that call was made not so much to try and get the first down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, they got the safe completion on 3rd. Now here's Bradley Pinion now. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And he'll take it just outside the 40. It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. Well, this offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here. They start on the ground with Robinson here. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. And fights him off. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. On play action. They'll throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw.
He's got his tight end down the field. That's Sanders.
And touchdown! A great play there with his second touchdown here in this first half. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
In the second quarter, and already his second touchdown reception.
Absolutely the definition of a difference maker here in this first half. Clearly one of his quarterback's favorite targets in this game, and I figure he's going to draw a little more attention and coverage moving forward.
Extra point up and good by Dicker.
And we are tied at 14. So that drive spanned 5 plays. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Bennett looking to throw. Out of his hands quick to Jackson.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it second down. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
Bennett now to throw. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. They'll throw again with Bennett. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense, and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And they take a 17-14 lead.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Back out comes this offense now late in this first half. With this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive.
They'll try and start this drive in the air.
Got a man over the middle, Worthy.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. They'll look to throw here on first down.
There's a short throw caught by Sanders.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They'll look to throw now on first down.
The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try to pick up another first down.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
He'll get this complete to Worthy. And they'll get this across midfield, but not nearly close to a first down as he stopped at the 48. It'll be a gain of 5, and that's going to make it 4th down. Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. It's all down to this. Week 18 of the NFL regular season. Lots to be decided, so let's get right to it. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat, and that's been a back-and-forth game, all tied in the second quarter. Next, we head off to check out another game, and you can see currently they trail in that ball game. 2 touchdown passes there for Bo Nix. Finally, let's get down to the Bayou. Check in on the Saints at home at the Caesars.
Only 2 quarters of football left in the regular season. Everybody's excited to get to the playoffs, so excited that we're just going to skip right over halftime and get back to the action. And bulldozing his way through. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Robinson will try to pick it up. Well, they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on for the 5th time here today. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he works free. Gets past 1 man. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 31 yards there and a first down.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs. And all the way in for a touchdown. Nico Hardman, 49 yards. As his guys are able to extend their lead. And on this play, he just made a great route. The quarterback had to deliver it, sure, but a great route run there.
And, Brandon, this is what the best receivers do. They work on their route running because it's one thing to have athletic ability, but to really get open, you have to set up defensive backs with different routes and be precise in your cuts.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The quick strike ability certainly intact there. 2 plays, 80 yards to score. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. But now this offense comes back out onto the field. They're down now 24-14. Work to do as they come up on a 1st and 10. Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. Another good run there. He's been good all season long. I don't know if he's going to win that MVP award, but just to be in the discussion, obviously that means he's had a great run.
The raw numbers put him in the discussion. Can he carry his team to enough victories? Can he put them in a spot where we say to ourselves, well, an MVP carries his team to the playoffs. That's what he's going to need in order to get that award.
So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. Now back to throw. There's a short throw caught by Sanders. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and 3rd and 8 now.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives him much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down.
I don't care how many times we say it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And that is incomplete. Well, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Straight ahead, it's Robinson.
Solid running on the carry, but still brought down just inside of the 40.
44 yards rushing for him now to this point.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Robinson with another carry.
And he's able to get the 1st before he's taken down at the 36. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Robinson up the middle.
Hook and tackle. And a good stiff arm there before he's brought down on a nice little gain. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Touchdown! A great effort there. With his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And his guys are able to make this a close game again. It's been quite the game for him individually. A trio of touchdown catches now.
So pick a route, any route. Whatever you want him to run, he's going to do it and do it well and end up in the end zone. This has really been fun to watch.
Extra point try now from Dicker.
It's up and good, and this now becomes a 24-21 ball game. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. Fighting down inside the 25.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10.
Short throw caught by Bowers.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
Well, that one hurts. That wipes away what would have been a big play.
Well, you and I both know coaches aren't real big on silver linings, but at least that play call was a successful one. Now the focus offensively, that goes to overcoming the penalty and making all that yardage back again.
Off the play fake, it's Bennett. The right side going to be caught by Hardman.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
Looking to throw here. Bennett over the middle, hooks up with a tight end, Bowers.
He'll get it to the 40. Broke a tackle there to get some extra yardage.
2nd down and 3. Now a toss for Swift left side.
And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
It's now 3rd down and 4.
Bennett will look to throw. That is caught.
A solid stiff arm. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 3rd catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
On the handoff, this is Swift. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. 82 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. In motion left, Hardman. And they'll get it forward to him on the touch pass.
And they'll get to him just inside the 15 even after that strong run we witnessed. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Bennett.
They shakes him off.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. To throw is Bennett.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Bowers. And he will take this one in for a touchdown.
Brock Bowers
from 13 yards out. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
On that 3rd down call, the goal was to get the ball to their tight end and pick up a 1st down, but he wasn't satisfied with just that. They got the 1st down. That was the gravy. He decided to take in the whole meal and rumbled in for a touchdown.
Koo able to connect on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that drive goes 8 plays.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, at the same tempo, and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. They'll run again here with Robinson. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion here.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. Now he's loose down the left sideline.
Touchdown!
Bijan Robinson.
With career touchdown number 126, the same number Jim Brown had during his 9-year career. And his guys have made this a one-score game now.
We know it's primarily a passing league now, but anytime a runner breaks one like that, you've got to have a secondary that can find a way to it and find a way to get him on the ground. Absent of that, he's going to find the end zone every time.
Extra point up and good by Dicker.
And the lead is down to a field goal. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive.
And it was Bijan Robinson who took it home with a touchdown run.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. This offense and their running back headed back onto the field. And you have to imagine this defense saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the third quarter. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Pretty important third quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. Off play action. Here's Bennett. That's complete to Swift out of the backfield. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Back to throw, Bennett. Got an open man, it's Pickens. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Here's a handoff to Swift. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. 94 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. First down, and they go with Swift again. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7 reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Bennett working from the gun. Completes it to Hardman. Evades him at the 20. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple. Bennett here out of the shotgun. Locates Hardman for another catch. And they keep those sticks moving forward, that time with a gain of 3. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Bennett now. Over the middle, complete. It's Bowers. And a nice job to break free of 1 tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. In motion left, Hardman. They run out of the gun with Swift. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13. And this offense on 3rd down today, they're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, here's Bennett. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing, the O-line coach will.
A 39-yard attempt.
Koo knocks this one through the post, and that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. This offense making its way back out, led by their running back. And it's hard to believe you can run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Complete. This is Mitchell. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. In motion left here, one of their tight ends. They go play action here on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. That will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. On play action, they'll throw. He'll take a shot for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Looking to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 3rd and 19, no problem, as they're able to convert.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed, too.
That is caught downfield. It's Worthy.
And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown.
Xavier Worthy.
Halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And his guys are just an extra point away now from taking the lead in this game.
And in this day and age, I would love to play quarterback in the NFL. Wide open offenses, acrobatic receivers. If you're accurate, you're going to have days like this.
Dicker down attack on the extra point.
And they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. 5 plays there on that drive. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And a nifty return there all the way across the 40. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter, and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. That's going to be caught by Pickens.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. So the ball moves from their own 41 to the other 41 here for 1st and 10.
Bennett now to throw. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Bennett looking to throw. This pass going to be caught by Hardman.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Complete to Nicole Hardman.
They'll look to throw again. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Running is Swift.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Back to throw.
Bennett out of his hands quick to Jackson. Yeah, he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it's 2nd down.
At the 9-yard line.
A handoff, Swift running to the left.
That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
He steps out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
He finds Pickens over the middle.
And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead.
He'll drop this one off to Swift.
Touchdown! DeAndre Swift. He scored on the ground and through the air as his guys are able to regain the lead.
Bennett will try to throw for this.
Now he's flushed, and he will get into the end zone for the 2 points, and that helps. That gives him a 7-point lead. And with a successful 2-point try, the QB rolling out, I would imagine on the defense that makes it tough. When he goes out, he's got the option to run or pass.
Yeah, it really does. If you decide not to bring extra people or extra pressure, maybe you have to have a spy on the quarterback, someone to account for him, because oftentimes that is the unaccounted for player.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this 4th quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. There's a short throw caught by Sanders.
That's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll motion the tight end across the formation.
On the give, here's Robinson.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
We just saw the dilemma for every coach. You want them to fight for the extra yardage, but somehow continue to cover the football. Oftentimes when you fight that hard, the ball becomes exposed.
Defensively, it's obvious they're trying to be more aggressive. First tackle a little too aggressive. Second one, though, they strip it loose.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. They'll be hoping to work a little clock and try to add on to this slim 4th quarter lead. But whatever happens on this drive, certainly a huge fumble recovery by their defense at this juncture.
Bennett, following the fumble recovery, he'll throw.
Now throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time.
On the option to give to Swift here.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. There he goes, right side. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown.
Nicole Hardman,
his 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the fumble recovery leads to 6 points. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead now up to 14.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. The situation for him offensively as follows. Down by 2 touchdowns, 2:01 remaining. Their long win streak in great peril as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
Into the hands of Sanders.
So it's our visitors with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done.
24-yard gain on the play. And a 1st down.
He'll look to throw.
That's complete, left side to Worthy.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Back to throw again.
That's into the hands of Worthy.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there.
The 2 timeouts still remaining, but scoring quickly, a must. It's 1st and 10. There's a short throw caught by Sanders. Now 2nd and 4.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
And the throw and the catch were just fine, but against zone coverage when you run a drag route, what you're hoping for is he makes the catch and makes someone miss, and they don't there. Very difficult route to run when everyone has their eyes back towards the quarterback and they're able to see the route develop.
Throwing right, and that's complete.
And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds.